but inflation would fall further below the Fed's 2% target in spite of solid growth and jobs gains. If we look at individual company, Caterpillar down 2.5% following a downgrade by UBS. Tesla down slightly after the US Securities and Exchange Commission asked a federal judge to declare the company's CEO, Elon Musk, in contempt of a court order after a series of tweets that the agency said violated a prior settlement regarding other statements on Twitter. Yesterday in Mumbai, the BSE Sensex up by 0.4%, driven higher by pharma and metal stocks. Tata Motors, biggest gainer on the Sensex, up by 3%. Yes Bank, Coal India, Infosys and Tata Steel all falling. If we look at the commodities prices this morning, let's look at palladium. It's 1560 this morning. Hooray. 1562, in fact. Gold is at 1328 with the Brent oil price this morning, $65.71.
This is the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye 103.8.
The authority on the issues that matter.
Broadcasting live on Facebook Live if you want to watch this next interview.
Good morning. The time is now 7:22, and this morning, another story of a homegrown Dubai company doing well. Digiphoto Entertainment Imaging, DEI as it's known, was founded in the city in 2004, and the technology-driven company has now got offices in Dubai, Singapore, Mumbai, Orlando, Hong Kong, Kuala Lumpur. And in the last couple of days, Thomas Cook India, the integrated travel services group, has announced an acquisition of a 51% stake in DEI. In the studio this morning from DEI, President and CEO Ramakrishnan. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us, Ram. Congratulations. How much did Thomas Cook India pay for the 51% they've taken of your company?
Well, they valued us at about $40.5 million, and they've taken 51%.
Just over 20 million.
That's over $20 million.
Yeah. I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, I'm guessing it's probably not a life-changing amount necessarily because they've taken half of it. Your company was founded in 2004. What happens now with the company?
Well, it's good that you said that. Interesting enough that it's not the value on which they've invested that made all the difference. This association has been done because we foresee forging two strengths together. Thomas Cook is a fairly global leader in the integrated travel service business. Based out of India, the outbound numbers are probably, in my rating, number one across the country.
Thomas Cook as a name is probably quite well known to Europeans, maybe Americans, and other nationalities here, and it's big in India still. But I'm guessing probably very few people would know what Digiphoto Entertainment is.
Yeah.
Explain what your company is and what it does.
So what Digiphoto does is take memorable moments, captures memorable moments of guests like you when you travel across the world to attractions. If you go to a theme park, if you go to a resort, if you go to Burj Khalifa, there are these bunch of photographers who take pictures of yours, and when you come down, they wow you back with a hard print and a soft copy and an online version of it.
This is a bit more sophisticated than just having a photo booth where you sit and make four funny faces and have your face snapped. It's a bit more than that.
Yes. Well, it has evolved over times. I call it keepsake photos. I've been in this business for over 15 years on the imaging business. We originally started by serving one of the largest photo companies, Kodak, as an agency. And thereafter, we put in a small concept store for them in Dubai about 18 years back, right up in Magic Planet in Dera City Center. This was purely to excite consumers of digital photography. Those days, getting a picture instantly in your hand was not something common. You used to take a picture on a camera, develop that roll, and wait for 2 days and then get back. This is instant one.
I understand that. And Kodak, obviously, a major name. It was a major name, probably not so much now. But since then, of course, the rise of digital photography has meant that people can do a lot of these things for themselves as well.
Absolutely. They could do it themselves. And what we as DI provide is a platform to do the same.
So let's talk about the business model here. How many of these photos are you doing a year? I know it's millions and millions. I've read different figures, but how many people have one of your photos taken, for example, in 2018?
In 2018, across the world, we've captured a little over 250 million images. We operate in 14 odd countries, so it has about 250 locations.
And of those 250 million images that you've captured, how many have people actually paid for?
Well, that ratio changes from place to place, country to country, and attraction to attraction. But if you'd ask me for an average, it's about 7 to 8% average sell-through. So of 250 million, you could take about 18 to 20 million images sold, physically bought. But today, on a digital age, it's a lot different. So when you buy a single print, we offer you all the pictures that you've taken digitally, or that we've taken of yours digitally across. So it's a lot more.
I'm working out in my head that's about, what, 20 million or so that you sold. And how much do you charge for each photograph?
Again, that's a number that varies country to country. But if I take average across the world, 14 countries, you can take $5 as a number. In Dubai, it goes as high as $15. In a place like India, it goes as low as $2.50. So...
And people aren't just buying photographs, are they? I was looking on your website earlier. Snow globes, keychains, magnets. Malcolm and I were talking about these things. It's almost quite a traditional, or dare I say, old-fashioned model, but there's
retro,
still...
maybe.
Retro's a nice way of putting it, but there's clearly still demand for these things.
Well, I would love to make a correction out there. People no longer buy only the retro products. What you get right now is a digital image with augmented reality embedded into it. If you go up to the Burj Khalifa and I take your picture, when you come back down, you get the background of Burj Khalifa with the clouds and the skyline in video motion into your hand on your phone directly. So it's a lot more evolved from the retro mode. But having said that, it's very surprising that people still love the touch and feel of a print and the snow globe and the keychains and the magnets and the tags and the folios. Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it? I mean, so $40.6 million they've paid for a 51% stake. How did you come up with a pricing for this? I mean, how did you value your company?
Well, the interesting part, as I mentioned in the beginning, was more than the value, what they paid for it, what we're going to grow from here is going to be very interesting. We have a trajectory of taking ourselves from now on, in the next 5 years, to 4.5 times of what our current size is. We are an $80 million company. We're all poised to cross a $250 million business in 5 years from now. The price that they paid for this business was purely Thomas, who comes with the background of Fairfax, the holding company that sits out of Canada. They have their ethos on buying an organization has strongly been on investing into cash positive, consistently profitable businesses with a minimum track record of 10 years. We fulfilled that criteria very strongly. And they've also had a background of always taking companies of this size and growing it fourfold. Being in the adjacent business, as Thomas calls it, we're now getting integrated with the tourist and the imagery together into a single platform.
And in terms of your growth, that's not going to be taking your $5 per transaction and turning it into $20 per transaction. It's going to be more locations,
Absolutely.
effectively.
More location and more volumes. So one of the industries that Dubai is currently seeing is the tourist market. If you 5 years back, we've never seen tour groups holding flags and walking around the city with a group of people. Today, it's a very common feature. These people come on a value package deal. They need value for whatever they do. Thomas Cook is one of the largest players who does this outbound out of India. We'll be catering them up on this front. So the volume will be going higher.
30 seconds. We started by saying you've got offices in Dubai, Singapore, Mumbai, Orlando, Hong Kong and Kuala Lumpur. What is your most profitable centre?
Dubai has consistently been one of our most profitable centres until the last 2 years, where Singapore and Malaysia is fast catching up. But if you take within our 14 countries, Dubai is still the flagship. Here's where it all began. Here's where it's all going on. Here's where it'll all continue to.
Ram, it's lovely to see you in the studio. Thanks so much for joining us. K.S.Ramakrishnan, the President and CEO of Digiphoto Entertainment. And many congratulations on your purchase by Thomas Cook India.
Thank you very much.